These wetlands and marshes have a lot of functions to the people of San Francisco Bay. Not only do they provide great wildlife habitat, there's a couple of endangered species that live nowhere else but the marshes of San Francisco Bay, but they also help clean the water. They purify the water that comes out from our storm drains and from creeks and streams that flow into the bay. They act as giant sponges. They absorb floodwaters, tidal floodwaters, so they help protect the communities as well. So not just the critters in the marsh, but also the people that come out to enjoy them, but they actually serve functions of a healthier bay and a safer bay for the people that live around the perimeter.
Essentially what we are doing is trying to restore as much of the bay as we can to something that functions the way it did before the gold rush and before settlement here. So there's, the statistic you hear a lot is that we've lost 95% of our coastal wetlands, and that's true in San Francisco Bay, and it's true on the whole California coast. We are right now in the process of restoring 40,000 acres here in San Francisco Bay. We'd like to have ultimately 100,000 acres that we could restore. That won't bring us back to 1810, but it'll be a lot better than it is, and vastly different than it, in the 50s it looked like it might have become.
One of the effects of global change is an increase in the number of storms and probably the intensity of those storms. The climate models all suggest that those kinds of effects are happening. And so coastlines around the world are subjected to more pressure from storms. And in addition, of course, the sea level is rising as a result of both warming of the ocean, which expands the water, but also melting of glaciers and ice caps, putting more water into the ocean.
One thing which we've absolutely seen for sure is the issue of sea level rise. That is unquestionably a big problem that we're now seeing across Rajampad and the Bird's Head. We see it especially at the turtle nesting beaches, where we have probably 10 major turtle nesting beaches across the Bird's Head, each of which at one point had these very nice broad white sand beaches. At this point in time, a lot of those beaches have been eroded away.
So those things acting together are a real challenge to coastlines. It's especially severe in low-lying areas such as some of the Pacific Island nations, Bangladesh, and elsewhere, but it's also a problem in the developed world. Places like Florida, for example, are very, very low-lying and are subject to both storms and sea level rise.